2, 1. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ACG, where we're just a couple gamers. It's your boy Smooth.
It's your boy Doc.
And this is episode 124, entitled Our Fight and Can We Solve Our Problems? Doc, how the hell you been, man? We haven't spoken a couple weeks now.
I've been great actually. Just got me a new job, so I'm gonna be a new postal worker. You know, so I've just been doing that lately. Just been handling the process. That's a fucking drag. My bad. That's a freaking drag. You know what I mean? Like that's a drag, bro. I had to do one background check, and then I had to do a national federal background check. So yeah, I've just been going through that all these 2 weeks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Stepped away from the game after what we're on. I think I had to. I think there was a lot mentally going.
I lost you, bro. Completely lost you.
Things like that. And when I say explode, I don't mean in a bad way. No, I just think the situation at hand pretty much lit that fuse in a sense. And I don't think it was negative toward both parties. I think both parties had a lot of aggression that just needed to get out. And then I think personally, it pretty much stemmed down to both of them venting to each other in so many ways without knowing it. You know what I mean? So being away for a couple weeks kind of made me think about the whole situation. Yes, I did quit zone. What is that zone? 30.4. I did quit that zone. But I am still playing. I may have quit the zone, but I'm still playing. Okay, now, just a heads up. Yes, I'm still playing. Yes, I'm still in the game. But I took a new avenue on this one. And I think what transpired that day may have been a blessing in disguise. If people look at it the way that how we're going to describe it to y'all. So that's what I've been up to, bro. Not a whole lot.
Well, I appreciate that, man, giving us the lowdown. And, I know we have a lot to talk about. I, to be honest, was very surprised that you said that you were the one that pretty much suggested, like, look, we got a lot to talk about, but let's do it on the show. That right there, coming from somebody who, let's just be real, this is show business. When you're doing 2-3 1 hour podcasts in a row, this is a job. This is show business, and ain't no show business like show business. I'll tell you that right now. And I respect you for wanting to do this on the show. We started this together. We're gonna end this together, and we've had our ups and downs. But recently, I think you're right. I think our emotions, our feelings got the better of us. Let's talk about everything that was going down.
I can definitely break that down for everybody.
Go ahead, man.
That's not a problem.
Go ahead.
So how this all transpired, and before I tell this story, I want people to understand there's nobody at fault here. Okay, I'm gonna put that out there right now. There's nobody at fault here, but there's gonna be a learning lesson here, and if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, replay this again until you get it. All right, and I'm being just a lovable doc right now. So what happened was we were in 30.4. All right, and I was running the family at the time, and there was an episode where we obviously came on and talked about this individual named Finn. Hello, Finn, if you're listening, because definitely you listen to the podcast. That shows. So Finn is the type of character where, he likes to go rogue sometimes, right? But if you know Finn, you know Finn. Well, this particular Finn is kind of questionable because he's not playing the way that he plays. So Finn we got into it with CNF. Let's just say that. And then it got to where it got personal, where Finn was being disrespectful to Vinny, disrespectful to me. Now get it, he may go in the game and say retard is a loose word, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't take retard loose. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a cool name to put on the game, especially if this is a grown-up game and there's no kids here. This ain't COD or any other game. So that right there, I know for a fact sparked a fire in the people, but they didn't want to admit it. All right. So he began to try to like punk the server. And so one day I went to bully behind everybody. Obviously, I told my leaders what I was going to do. And I went to bully and was like, how do you feel about Finn? Right? Hey, and Finn, if you're listening, here's the truth. Because I remember you said something in game chat, but since all this is coming together, we'll just put this out there for you too. All right? I put it in a nice platter for you, like a T-bone steak, just juicy off the grill. So I talked to Bully. I go, hey, Bully, how do you feel about Finn? He says, no, he's cool. You know, he does what he does, whatever. But in the back of my head, I'm like, dog, he's knocking your people off. So how is he cool? So I was like, you know what? Look, dog, I said this, and I showed my leaders this. I said, listen, if he gets out of hand, do you want to group up and make it happen? And, you know, he said, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, so there's the part that a lot of people don't know about. Finn, you don't know about that conversation. You only know what he told you. So what happened was Vinny and Finn, Smooth and Vinny and Finn, y'all know what I'm talking about. They started going at it, right? So then I hit Finn up on the side and I go, yo, dog, what can we do to stop this shit? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And so he said, well, I'm going to ask you a question because I respect you. He goes, do you want me to quit? Or do you just want me to go to war with CNF? And I said, what would be your purpose of going to war with CNF when you haven't even grown yet? You're still at 3 mil, right? And there's no purpose of doing that. You know what I'm saying? And why not just be a regular player, do your thing, have your own family? Obviously, that wasn't going nowhere. Obviously, he was trying to go to war with CNF from the jump. So I said, you know what? Respectfully, just leave the server. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna act a certain way, just leave the server, and then we don't have to be bothered by it. Go back to 20 and do your thing. He's like, you know what? All right, brother. I'll go ahead and leave. But if any of my peoples mention that you guys mention my name, I'm gonna come back. I said, okay. I'll make sure your name ain't mentioned no more. All right? Out of respect, because you respect me, I'm gonna respect you on your aspect. I'll let my people know. So then I go back to our leaders. Now this is where the conversation gets. I go back to our leaders and I go, yo, this is what he said. All right? He's gonna leave. It is what it is. Now, at the time of this happening, Swift, who our big boy was, he literally zeroed the guy. Right? So me, Benny, and you know what I'm saying, Rex was like, yo, we all agreed because we all talked about it because we all had an opinion about it. We all opinionated. So is he really leaving? Is he really not? And I also mentioned in the conversation, like, look, bros, let's just concentrate on our family. Fuck Finn. He said he's leaving. There's no need to mention his name no more. If there's going to be a name mentioned, that's going to be through Bob. It ain't going to be through us. I thought we had understanding because we also agreed that if he starts growing again, we can automatically zero. All right? So it was a weekend and I got a response back from Smooth. And I was dealing with some family stuff, so I didn't respond like I usually respond. So sometimes when I don't respond that way, bro knows, okay, bro got something going on, because it's vice versa, because it goes both ways. If I text him and he don't text me back, okay, you must be doing something or something. So we hit back and he hits me up, and this is where the conversation goes south. You know what I'm saying? And since I'm putting everything on the table, I'm gonna put everything on the table. So first, bro thought that I was ignoring him. You know what I mean? And so then he asked me the question about Finn and what we're going to do about it. And I specifically said, we've already discussed this. I've said what I've said about it. There's no need to say anything. And so he kept harping. And I was like, bro, you're overthinking this. Stop overthinking, bro. I'm not, there's nothing I'm hiding from you. I'm giving you the rundown. I'm giving you what we all talked about. So then what happened was he goes into the fam chat and puts me out on blast. And this time, I didn't react like the old Doc would react. I said, bro, I'm not lying to you. There's nothing for me to lie. Because then Rex came in and asked for a clarification question based on the conversation that we had a couple nights ago on what we're going to do to Finn if he decides to grow. So from that point, it got to the point where now we're going back and forth in fan chat. All right, I'm not going to tell you the greasy, meaty potato of the conversation because that's a personal one. That was personal. I'm not going to put our personal shit out there. I got much love for him. But toward the back end, when he mentioned, "Oh, you're being subliminal," that's when I was like, "So you're gonna throw a curve at your boy?" I said, "Okay, that's cool, bro. You know what? I'm not being and I literally broke this down to him. I said, bro, I'm not being subliminal. I'm being dead honest with you, right? And I'm telling you, I'm not going around. I'm not going sideways. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming directly at you. And after that, it just didn't look good. So I exited myself from the family. I literally exited myself out the family, and I literally quit. And I was like, dog, I'm good. I'm not going to stress myself out trying to prove to my brother that I'm not lying to him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely not going to argue with you in a family chat after we done already argued majority of through the family chat. You know what I'm saying? So I quit. I was like, you know what? I can't do this, dog. I can't do this right now. I'm not going to go overboard because a brother of mine is not believing me. Fuck it. I'll just go ghost for a while. I'll just let heads calm down and, think about the process.
Right,
and so,
but bro, here's where we disagree. You're saying that you're not subliminal, but damn well, you have been so subliminal in the past in situations.
Right.
Where
no, I'm not going to disagree with you, but this particular time, at that particular moment, I was not being subliminal. I'm not saying I'm not a subliminal person. No, I'm trying to tell you, bro, I wasn't being subliminal at that time. Literally. And that's what I was trying to tell you.
But then, so explain to me what it was, because at the time we got, and I want to paint a picture for the people that are watching right now. We have a maniac, a literal maniac, this Fen guy, okay? I don't even understand. Like, there is not a player I've met like this guy who does the things that he does, says the things that he says, and we got this guy just dying to come in and just destroy anybody in our family, mainly me, if he can get his hands on me, and just cause chaos. And this guy is like a spam caller, right? And he just calls nonstop. That's what it's like, this guy, right? And we're trying to get rid of this guy. And Doc has, and we all agreed we're gonna keep this guy zero. And then Doc has a conversation with this guy, and the conversation in short is he's gonna leave the server, but if we mention his name, he's gonna come back. So that was what we got. Those exact words. We want him to leave. He said Doc has a conversation with him. He tells Doc, I'm gonna leave, but if my name is mentioned, I'm gonna come back. There's gonna be problems. So Rex and I were like, that doesn't make any flipping sense, because you're saying he's leaving, but if we mention his name, he's coming back. But if he's left, how is he gonna know that we talked about him, right? So it's not computing. So that's why we're like, okay, that's not giving us like much detail. And then Doc saying, no, that's that. Like, there is no more of the conversation. And so like
Yeah.
Rex and I are like, all right, look, it's one of two things. You're not giving us all the information, or you're talking subliminally, or in, like, you know what I'm saying, you're being short with us. And Doc is saying that, no, I'm not being short with you, and I'm not being subliminal. That's that. But to me and Rex
Yeah.
and everybody else in family chat, because that's where I put it, everybody else is definitely thinking this shit's not adding up. This something is up, right? Like something's going down here, because that's the leadership, Doc, Rex, and I. So moving forward with the conversation in that day, in that chat, I'm telling, like, Doc is basically just shut down. Like, he's like, all right, you want to question me? You want to, like you're questioning my loyalty. You're questioning. So he's just like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna leave. Now, I'm trying to figure out at that time, like, hold on a second, man, because this shit is weird. It's a weird situation, because this is a serious situation, but then again, it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Because it's serious to the point where it's like a government general would say, this is a matter of international security, right? Because this guy is not just aiming for me, he's aiming for the rest of the family. We, as leaders, we are responsible for the family, so I can't just not know what's going on with this guy. But at the same time, it's not that serious where I'm gonna end a friendship over this. And Doc just straight up just said, screw it, I'm leaving. So now let's get back to the whole subliminals thing, because to me, bro, it is like you were being subliminal, because we didn't get the other end of the conversation until afterwards. And the other end of the conversation was what? The other part of the conversation was that there's people in the server who he's friends with who would tell him that we were talking about him, right?
Right. That's why I said that, because after that was his words. He was like, bro, I'll leave. Exactly what he said. I'll leave, but just make sure you guys don't mention my name. And then that's when I was like, okay, it's easy. You got eyes here. So I wasn't trying, like, I'm being honest here. I was not trying to be subliminal. I kept it just like he kept it. I only gave you the same answer he gave me. So when I gave you guys the answer, yo, he's leaving. Let's just keep his name out of his mouth. Let's just concentrate on our family, and let's just keep growing. And I remember you saying, Smooth, fuck that. No, you didn't say it like that, though. I was just being sarcastic. But you was like, no, hold up. That just doesn't make sense. And then what's going to happen if he starts growing? And then we dipped into that conversation where, well, if he grows, we'll go ahead and zero.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do remember. But going back to your subliminal, I wasn't trying to be subliminal. I wasn't being subliminal at the time. I was just being short and frank. Because at the time, I'm still irritated, just like all three of us were irritated at this dude. Because what he was doing to the zone, how he was trying to force the zone to go against us and make us look like bad people, when in all reality, he's the main one that literally almost killed that zone. So I'm just going to be honest with you with that. That's where that's at. Like, if I had more information, if I wanted to spill more, I would have definitely spilled more. But I was short and frank to that. So,
well, if we're gonna be real about the situation, number one, I definitely flew off the handle, for sure. But I think that in my mind, I'm like, look, this is like the third time in the last, I don't know how many servers or whatever, where we bump heads like brothers do, for real. Like, I'm like, yo, this dude, and I know he's thinking the same thing. Yo, this fool, like, and for me, it's like I look at you, bro, like for real fam. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's like when you have had the similar situations with the same person, you know how they react, they know how you react, you know how you could push their buttons, and vice versa, and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I know usually when something's bothering you, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'll it's just little things. You know what I'm saying? Them little. I hate to use it, but the word subliminals, right? There's little things, little, just the way you say some things. Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, something's up. Let me check on them.
Right.
So when it comes to the situation, like recently and then in the past, I know when to come check on you. But then if I don't want to approach you and you be like, ah, man, it's always like he's always thinking there's something up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a touchy situation, and you deserve that though. Like you don't like you. Everybody does. Like nobody. I even ask Lethal sometimes. I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. You always think there's something wrong. Why can't I just be, you know what I'm saying, chilling? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm a very perceptive person, and I like to ask. You know what I'm saying? All the time. I like, what's wrong, babe? What's wrong? Nothing. And I'm like, I'm just a very perceptive person. Like I'm a people pleaser. I want to make sure people are good. And as the leader of the family, Rex and I and everybody else, we're like, in a situation that concerns the whole family, I think we just, number one, obviously want to make sure you're good, but in also to add to that, it's also like we want to make sure the family's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? So for us, it was just an overall concern for everybody in the family, and also, you know, you and our friendship. You know what I'm saying? So I guess this is something that we can work on. You know what I'm saying? Is being able to communicate better, being able to communicate with the family better about situations like this, and definitely, you know, how to react better to situations, because I don't ever want to lose the friendship we've built, and I definitely don't want to lose what we're building in this server, because we might not have the biggest squad, but we got a great squad, and there's a lot of good talent here. I do want to say I'm sorry. You know, going a couple weeks without speaking to you, it felt weird. It felt weird, bro.
No, I accept your apology. I just think, like you said, we just bumped heads, and we just got to work on a communication factor. But I will say this though, like I'm not gonna sit and giggle like we did back in the past. Like I learned my lesson. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm just gonna shut down. You know what I mean? Because I get argumentative, and I don't want to get argumentative. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I did what I did. And that's why I just shut down and just walked away for a second. That doesn't mean I'm gonna quit everything. Yeah, I walked away from everything, minus a couple things. Right? I kept certain things still active, but other things I just let go. Right? And obviously the certain things that are active are still around. And obviously we're still around, right? Rex checked on me a couple of days ago. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Rex on that aspect. We were talking as well. It had nothing to do with me mentally. I'm going to put that out there. Not at all. I was more irritated at the fact that we were giving this dude more power than what we should have. You know what I'm saying? And we kept talking about it. We kept, you know what I'm saying? And when we kept doing that, it kept aggravating folks. And obviously it showed in game chats, certain chats. It didn't show toward each other and family, but it showed toward conversations. And I think there was a boiling point. And I think that boiling point was that aspect right there. And I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know, I could have been more informative of the situation. But for me personally, I didn't think I had to go any further when I said specifically that. And even though we knew what we had going after that. But also, I should have also was like, look, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize on that aspect for not expanding or expounding on that situation, right? I know sometimes I say stuff thinking that YouTube will catch on to it. And then sometimes I have to think, damn, they don't speak my language. So I have to, you know what I'm saying? That's with anybody, right? Sometimes, you know, you may have to dive in a little more for me because I may not understand what you're saying. So that's one of those moments where I thought, and I'm not putting this on you guys at all, so don't take it that way. I thought you guys understood what I was saying based on, you know, the tonality of the text and shit, but obviously it wasn't. So that's my bad. I'll admit that. But no hate. There's no hate. There's none of that. You know what I mean? I just stepped away and just, you know, got my mind right. There was nothing wrong with it. It was just processing what transpired. You know what I mean? And how we allowed one individual to try to think that he's doing something. Because I did read his messages on Game Chat. I still read his messages on Game Chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still read it. I still see him there. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? So I get it. So yeah.
Well, and to the people that have been coming in that don't know what we're talking about here, in short, I'll break it down really quick. So there's a guy in the server who is causing us hell. Basically wants to take out our family members, not follow the rules, make his own rules. The management and the family decided that we were gonna keep this guy. We're gonna basically, he's open season around the clock until we can try and get rid of him. But at this point, he's just causing a lot of problems, causing a lot of headaches, and so we're deciding, you know, what we should do with this guy. And then Doc has a talk with him, and the guy says, "Okay, I'll leave, but don't mention my name, or else I'll come back." Management is like, "What the hell? That doesn't make any sense, because how would he know that we're mentioning his name if he's gonna leave?" Well, days and days and days go by. We see him growing. We're like, okay, this guy's obviously lying. He's not leaving, so we need to do something about it. And we have a conversation, and Doc and I about it, and it goes left, and we don't speak for a couple weeks. But we're hashing things out, and you know, it sometimes in a game like this, when time is involved and feelings are involved and emotions are involved, and the situation just seems so much more serious than it actually is, when it's not serious at all. But at the end of the day, I always say I gotta separate the game from the podcast, because at the end of the day, the podcast will never stop. It's not going anywhere. They could close the Godfather Family Dynasty game down tomorrow, and your boy is still going to be making Godfather content somehow, some way. I'll give it to you. Believe that. So, you know, for me, no matter what, it's always going to be friendship first, podcast, then the game, and then whatever else. But yeah, as far as that situation goes, bro, you already know it is no love lost here, and you know, I hope you feel the same way.
Oh yeah, no love lost here. Here's the funny thing. The funny thing about all of this is that his growth was only hospital.
I know, right? What's up, Brett?
No, literally. Like, what up, big dog? Like, literally, when I was watching from my other account, I was looking. I'm like, man, this is fool's hospital. It's his hospital growth. There's nothing else. I said, man, this is crazy. And I literally smirked. I was like, damn, this is nuts.
Rex said he was watching a movie with his wife, where he was actually was waiting to make sure the coast was clear, and we weren't throwing. Where he was making sure that we weren't throwing dishes at each other.
Right. He wanted to make sure he wasn't in the
crossfire. In the back door. Snuck in the back door when the coast was clear. Nah, I was watching some movie with my wife. I never seen.
Was the movie the podcast?
No. I forget what it was called, but it had a great cast in it.
Doc is
Like,
smooth.
it's like, yeah, no, it's like Channing Tatum, Katie Holmes, what's his name, Daniel Craig, a bunch of good actors and actresses, but pretty good movie.
We just
I'll have
watched
to.
Scarlett Johansson and who was the other guy, babe? Channing Tatum.
Fly Me to the Stars.
Fly Me to the Moon.
Okay.
That was good as shit, dude. It was a great movie. Yeah, it was real good. Yeah, so I don't know how much of the pod you listened to, Rex, but I don't know if you wanted to weigh in on what you did here.
I did watch a little bit, or listen to a little bit before I jumped in, while I was getting Mrs. Rex ready for bed. Yeah, I think for me, my concern really wasn't even what this guy has been saying or how he's constantly running his mouth. Like, it is what it is. Like, there's it almost seems like a sick obsession right now. Like, I don't even really communicate with this person or associate with them or say anything. But you know, for some reason, our names keep popping up in world chat and likes to keep calling people, you know, bad words and such. But you know, my main concern was not him growing because like I was worried about him, but the fact that this guy would continuously, and since he's shown up on the server, he seems to look for some drama and somebody to come after him or whatever. Because as he says, he doesn't play by any server rules. Just leave him alone and he'll leave you alone, which obviously is not the case. Because, you know, like I said, I don't talk to him or bother with him at all, whatever. But my concern was he tends to go after smaller mansions who he knows he can beat. So that's why, like, when I saw him growing again, I was like, this clown never actually left. He's still here trying to, you know, grow under the radar. And I was more concerned with what's he, you know, who's he going to go after? And case in point, we went and we did zero him again. And what did he do? He turned right around and went after like an M19. You know, and he's a Mansion 26. So he didn't come after me. He didn't come after, you know, Doc or Smooth or Swift or anything. He went after one of the smaller guys again. So that was my concern, was, you know, keep him at zero because he keeps going after the, you know, the regular players. The guys that aren't spending, the guys that are working hard to grow their mansions and grow their troops. So I was thinking about it more from, you know, protecting them from this pumpkin prince, you know?
Yeah, pumpkin prince. That's hilarious.
The jack-o'-lantern. I think there's a learning lesson here, though, for me, is pay attention to the power before doing anything. Because like you and Rex said, he was growing, but he was only growing due to his hospital. And then once his hospital is empty, then he'll go back out and do something again. So, yeah, jumping the gun, as they say, in essence.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, looking at it like he came and tried to flex real hard because we had a training event. And he's like, I just caught up to Swift in under an hour. But bro, you spent like 300,000 gold to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then them troops died almost immediately. So, like, good for you. You caught up in that event. You still finished behind him. But how far did it get you? Because as soon as you trained all those troops, they died. You know what I mean? Like, and now here's the guy who, all along his whole thing is, well, I don't ever bubble. I don't ever bubble. I'm a warrior. I breed warriors. Okay, well, you just sat under a bubble. So at the end of the day, like, you could say what you want and come into World Chat and be like, oh, I'm going to be like you guys. I'm going to bubble. But his bubble went up before some others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't understand the negativity. Okay, like you come into World Chat. We just had Champions League, and you want to talk shit to a guy in the family saying like, oh, you lost in one round. Yeah, okay, but he lost the Champion League final in one round to a guy who's 4 mansions above him,
Right.
who's rolling with an M33. So yeah, there's some things to work on and there's some room for improvement. But at the end of the day, like, I'm an M24. I made the top 4. I didn't see anyone else in there below an M27. I beat an M29 on my way into the top 4. So all that talk about, oh, you guys you're retards. Excuse, because that's the quote there. But 2 of those made the top 4 in Champions League.
True.
So maybe we didn't win, but at the end of the day, like, we held our own and we competed, and 50% of the final 4 came from our family, from our server.
Yeah.
So how bad are we really doing? And if this guy really does know everything like he claims to, and he really is so superior and everything, why be so negative? And why not turn around and use all that knowledge and all of that expertise and all that for positive, and teach us, who apparently, according to him, don't know anything, so that we would be better players.
Right.
Because I'm always trying to learn, and the only thing I'm learning from this guy is that he likes to spend money to port from one place to another place to another place, another place, and follow people, or just port out of the way right before he gets cobbed or something. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't like to talk, trash too much about people anymore and whatever, but this pumpkin prince, just, like, use your powers for good if you're as good as you say you are. Like, if you say you breed warriors, do so. Like, what are you breeding by what you're doing in the game right now? You're not helping anything. Okay, this guy killed the server.
Yep.
And he won't take any responsibility for it. He wants to put it on us, because one time we hit the R6 from another family because his family kept taking this clown in. He dropped tags, hit our family, went back in. I learned the hard way. As the R6, you take it on the chin sometimes when your family members step out of line. Okay, so one of his guys kept letting this guy in the family. If that's who you're going to choose to have in your family, and he's going to keep dropping tags and hitting people in my family, yeah, unfortunately, their R6 had to take one on the chin. We didn't try to zero him. We didn't try to, cob him. It was one shot. That was it. One and done. So what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stupid and it's redundant at this point, and it's just over and over and over again. Like, nobody cares about you. So either be productive and help the server, or do something more and like with your life. Because right now, like, this is just like loser vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got nothing better to do with your life but like come and try to ruin a game that people are playing for fun, because if you're so much better, show everybody. Or is it that you can't because everybody else that you used to roll with surpassed you and has gone by you? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, that's true. I honestly believe that some players were able to adapt to the changes in the game, you know, or you know, even though they didn't like the changes, they stuck it out. But I don't think he was able to adapt. I really don't. But to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of players who, and because they couldn't adapt, they only do short game Godfather. I think we know a lot of these players. I'm not gonna mention names, but they're in every single server. You know what I'm saying? That's their
Right.
way of still getting enjoyment out of Godfather without having to spend the thousands and thousands of dollars to compete long term. Because we all know, you know, the first couple weeks of Godfather, that is the most adrenaline you're ever gonna get in this game, is that, and that's, you know, especially if you're one of them people who like to create a family, and you know, then leave after about a month or so. And like, hey, look, I'm not shaming you at all. I get it. I've been there. But for some people, that's all it is. It's just a short game for them. They really only want to stick it out for the first 3 weeks or so. You know.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of players like that. Some of them move so often. There's rumors that they work for the developers. They're just trying to go from server to server just to stir things up and you know, try to get people to be active or whatever.
They count
you know,
10
like,
days.
yeah, I don't even listen. I don't even care. What's his name? Lebanese.
Yeah.
That guy is on every server, every zone. He hits M19, M20, and he's on to the next.
Well, what about the Russian guy? Who's the Russian guy?
Blinky.
Yep. There's another
Blinky.
one.
And Blinky's not bad.
No, not at all.
No, he's not.
He's not bad, you know. But he likes to jump around. Like I've been jumping a lot lately. I don't enjoy it.
No.
I'd like to find something, you know, somewhere we can stick long term. And I was really hoping this server would have been more populated, but unfortunately, you know, this clown ran off a bunch of people early on, and he's still trying to run people off now. But I will take quality over quantity anytime. So, you know, I feel like we have a good core group, and you know, I'm good with that. You know, would it be great if we had a full 100 person, you know, roster in the family? Yeah, sure. But at the same time, like, we're still doing events. We're still doing well in events. We're still having fun. You know, if you don't show up for the first, you know, 5 minutes of purge, it's going to be over by the time you get there.
No, the first minute and a half.
Yeah, you know, but it's still, we're still, you know, like, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still having fun messing with this new build that I decided to try. You know, I've left doing a driver setup, trying something new. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning more. I'm you know, doing things I haven't done before in the game after years of playing. So, you know, I don't care if some guy wants to come into World Chat and run his mouth and talk and yap and whatever, because at the end of the day, it's no skin off my back. I just want to make sure that he's not, you know, harassing anybody or hitting anybody in our family and causing them problems. And that's the only reason I pay this guy any attention whatsoever.
Yeah, that's basically it, to be honest with you.
And that was the whole reason I came into the chat that day and asked Doc the question about, like, yo, this guy's growing. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, he grew 150,000 power or whatever. Like, it's not much, but I'd rather knock him back down after 100,000 power than when he's up like 3 million power.
Yeah, true enough.
You know, that's all that was, just curiosity. And unfortunately, you know, shit took a left turn, and sometimes that happens. But at the end of the day, like friends are going to disagree, and friends are going to not see eye to eye all the time. But boys, at the end of the day, like, we're still friends. It didn't stop me from reaching out and checking on Doc and seeing how he was doing and what was going on in his life and whatever. And, it didn't stop him from, talking to me and seeing how things were going with me and wishing me well and whatever. So, take a little time, a step away, and things calm down. And here we are today.
Yeah, it feels good to have the boys back. Smash is, they just have access to their parents' credit card, so spending on the game isn't a problem for them. I'll just mark this player no matter where he is on the map and keep zeroing him until he quits. Yep, that's basically the plan, Smash. Bobby says, wow, guys, I feel for you.
Well, thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Smash. Smash, anytime you want to come, I'll give you his coordinates. You can come do what you do.
Yeah.
And, look, there's players like this all the time. I don't know if maybe earlier in my playing days I didn't notice them as much, or maybe I was just more one of them. I don't know. I know I haven't always been the most well-behaved player, but it's part of the game. There's always going to be people like this. I don't know, like I've said a few times, the only thing I knew about this guy coming into the server was that he had this great reputation as this great player, and I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I'm not the best player in the world. I admit that openly. There's a lot I can still learn, I'm sure. But if you're supposed to be this great, breeder of warriors and this all-knowing, almighty, teach me something. Show me something. Because right now, all you've done is show us that, your city burns.
Yeah.
Like, you get zeroed all the time, and then you call other people I'm sorry, I'm not going to use the R word. I know he likes to throw that out there, but it is absolutely asinine and idiotic to continuously call other people, names and make fun of them when they are beating you every single day. If you're but do something, because right now. And whatever, the guy listens to the podcast, I'm sure he does at this point, or people are telling him what we say, because he brings it up frequently in World Chat. Mm-hmm. My guy, if you really are this legendary player, do something for good. Mm-hmm. Teach us something. Show us something. Because right now, all you're doing is a lot of, it's just all lip work. It's all running your mouth. And then you get zeroed, and then you come back and run your mouth more. What are you doing?
He said, "My guy, you are firewood."
I just don't get it. I've been around a lot of trolls. I've been around a lot of bully type players that throw their money around, and they get strong and they burn down the entire server. But this is the opposite. He just decided to go went VIP 10 week 1 into the server, and then just did nothing. Now VIP 11, that's great. What is it doing for you?
Yeah, actually.
You know what I mean? You win M26, you have VIP 11. Obviously you've spent money, you've put something into this game for this server, but why?
Yeah.
To follow people around a map? To attack small players, to attack people's farms? Why? What do you do? How is this fun on any level to do this? I don't get it. It just blows my mind that somebody actually takes enjoyment out of losing.
It's very true.
I don't get it. Whatever. You know what? It's his money. This is how he wants to play. That's fine. I'm gonna keep playing my game. He keeps doing whatever he wants to do, and maybe I'm an idiot and maybe I'm stupid, but I just took my M24 to the final four of Champions League up against M29s and 33s and whatever. So if I'm doing something wrong, like, show me, because I don't feel like I'm doing too bad for what I'm working with.
Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I'm stupid. Listen. This is funny. So, Vadim from Worley, he's in the chat. What's up, Vadim? Thanks for popping in, buddy. He says, smooth nose, I zeroed a player on a daily basis who spends a lot of money but talks trash in world chat. No, it's funny because he told me this story multiple times about this guy, how he's just had to zero this guy on the regular. He doesn't want to, but like this guy is constantly in world chat just trolling. So he's like, he feels like he has no choice.
At this point now, the only thing that's in world chat more than this guy talking trash is the notification that he got cobbed again.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy.
Dude, I've had notifications of somebody being rallied or rallying going on for weeks. Like, literally, dude. Like, every day I'm afraid to look at my notifications because I'm like, why?
Thank you for sending all those one-man cobs, because I'm pretty sure our boy Swift got to complete his book on his capo.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking about that. I was just thinking about that when you said that, Rex. I swear to God, I was like, he's actually doing Swift a favor. Literally doing him a favor. A solid.
I agree, because nobody else on the server was going to attack him.
Not at all.
He'd have to use his own farms. I mean, even when I had one of our players attack me with their farm because I needed it for my book, this guy threw in like his own march. So he comes in and he hits me too. But like, if I were to turn around and then go zero him, he'd go into world chat and cry and be like, "Oh, you just won't leave me alone. Oh, you brought it to my doorstep." No, you attacked me trying to be funny. But then if I turn around and I zero you, you go and cry about it. That's but I'm the retarded one.
Let's listen. First of all, I want to say shout out to my Worley co-hosts who are in the live stream right now. We got Vadim, one of my co-hosts, and we got Elvis, who is Smash, one of my co-hosts. Shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for showing up for the Godfather live stream to show us support. We really appreciate it. Bobby says, I believe in three things: having respect for the game, respect for the server, and respect for the family. And I'm shocked at how very few people don't live by this. I agree with Rex. How is that fun for anybody? Smash says, I totally agree. And Vadim says, I only chat with close friends now. The game chat seriously kills my brain cells. But listen, we've been on for about an hour, guys. I do want to do one more thing, get one more good laugh out of tonight before we get out of here. So we're trying to come up with this grumpy old man segment for Rex, where he can just kind of vent about, because we were doing an episode one night.
Rex's rant.
Yeah, Rex's rant. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you, Rex, from what you watched in the Tea Time episode with Don Zach, what do you have to think about that episode, and what do you have to think about him in general?
My opinion doesn't matter.
Come on, bro, please.
That's what I learned in that episode. My opinion doesn't matter. I wish Killer Queen all the best. I'm going to support her, and I'm going to do my best to support her. And she has decided to allow Zach back into her life again, and I think that's like putting your dick in a bear trap. But more power to her.
I can't. No.
Excuse
the
me.
visual on that is just horrible. Oh my gosh! That's like watching the Coke bear out right now. Like that is crazy to me, Rex.
No, I'm sorry. Listen, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I don't like. I don't know. And
oh, the bear trap.
That hurt,
man,
that's
it really hurt.
That is
Queen. I am praying for you because girl, you're a glutton for punishment, and you must be the most forgiving person on the planet. Because if that man did what I heard he did not long ago about sharing a certain secret about, oh my, you should be flying to Ireland and sticking your Canadian foot through his face.
Not only that, he did something else just recently. I'm not gonna put it on the air, but let me tell you,
Fuck you.
it's essentially exactly what the people that I fired from ACG, what they went and did. He went and did that, but with her name, her show name.
What's I'm not speaking ill.
I already know.
I'm not speaking ill of the other podcast. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you so much for giving us your rant, and I think you did it very eloquently, and
Excellent job. That was an excellent job.
But guys, listen. I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to thank our sponsors at Godfather Family Dynasty for sponsoring this episode and all Godfather episodes on this channel. And thank you so much for all the other people out there starting Godfather podcasts. It feels good when you're the originator of something so great, and it feels good to have some type of, if you can call it, competition. We really appreciate it. It just gives us more motivation to keep grinding and getting better at what we do, because obviously what we're doing is having an impact. If it's making other people want to copy what we're doing, it makes
growing the community.
Huh?
Growing the community.
Yep,
that's the most important thing.
That's all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? Smooth imitation is the sincerest form of
Oh,
flattery.
of course, my dude. Of course. Like I said, it's giving us
And
more motivation.
they're doing their thing, and it's a little bit different. It's not live stream. It's recorded and edited and whatever, and they've got some knowledgeable people that are giving out solid information. So I'm not going to say anything negative.
Of course not. Would never do that.
I do. Listen, maybe ACG is not your cup of tea. It might be a little bit too, lively and a little too much,
Pizzazz.
Too fun.
It might be a little bit too much Riz over here.
Right.
So maybe they're more your cup of tea. So maybe you like both.
Yeah, if you guys want to go listen to something, you can fall asleep behind the wheel too.
Easy.
What?
That's a Rex's.
What?
That's a Rex's rant style comment right there.
What? There's nothing
listen.
wrong with wanting to fall asleep.
There's solid information.
Listen, Lethal loves a good nap. She actually listens to them when she needs to fall asleep and she's a little bit too awake. Like, she gives her...
Why are you out there playing with that bear trap again?
Right.
All right, anyways.
That part.
Look, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, so you get notified every time we go live. If you guys have enjoyed the official Godfather Family Dynasty Discord or the official Godfather Family Dynasty Facebook page, you guys can do that by finding it in the description of this video. Go ahead and click on all those links, guys. If you guys like what you're looking at right now, you guys like the Godfather game, you guys want to get that, make sure you do it by clicking on the link in the description of this video. That's going to let the developers know that you guys got it from watching this video, and that's really going to help support the channel. To my co-host, Doc, I hope you know it's all water under the bridge, baby, and I got you forever. Rex, thank you so much for showing up like you always do. Appreciate you. And Chat Mafia, we love you. You guys got anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
No, appreciate it. Thank y'all for listening. Now y'all know the real deal. And if you were paying attention, I'm still around. Love you. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, guys, thank you very much for coming out and hanging out with us on a little bit of a late Saturday night here. Really appreciate you all. To the War Elite guys, thank you very much for the support. Smash, you're my boy. Still a lot of respect for you, buddy. And yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and can't wait to get back to do another episode for you. Don't forget, like Smooth said, like, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it is perfect pumpkin spice weather. I don't know if you guys are still out there listening to this right now, but it is white boy summer, or sorry, white boy winter right now.
White boy. Listen, go get your pumpkin spice. Be a basic bitch with Rex.
Yes,
and
dude.
everything.
Yeah.
If you, I don't know if are we still live?
Yeah.
Okay, pumpkin spice coffee, a little bit of cinnamon, and hit it with some French vanilla creamer.
Bruh.
Telling you,
Solid. That sounds
Telling
fire.
you.
That sounds fire.
telling you.
Basic bitch fall, yeah.
Yes, the folks
Yo.
at Starbucks know Rex's order. The folks at Wawa know they got to get that cinnamon out there for me because I'm coming for it. And the fat-free French vanilla creamer.
Yo.
And I'm coming for you.
That's it. I'm coming. Now, I don't even care that it's still summertime. My biggest problem with it is that they bring it out early and then it goes away so